कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय करये परमात्मने हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान। Today let's start with a thought. We'll be going to verses number 46 and 47. And before that, let's center our mind. We did with the help of Hanuman ji. But आज एक बहुत important question जो मुझे लगा बहुत important है, मेरे मन में आया। महाभारत में गीता आती है, right? It is in the middle of Mahabharata that Gita comes towards the later half. And before the chanting of Gita, a choice is made, right? A beautiful choice is made by Arjun. Again, it's a repetition, but Arjun and Duryodhan both went to seek Krishna ji's support. One came back with the army and the other came back with the Lord. Right? One came back with the army and the other came back with the Lord. And this is a very important indication. The one who came back with the Lord got the Gita Gyan. And what happened to the one who came back with the army, we know. अगर हम उसको हमारी जीवन में एक और ऐसा एक किस्सा भागवत में आता है, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण में, where Dhruv, a little 5-year-old boy, and the story is very long and beautiful, but he sought the love of his father, right? And so he went into the forest, did immense tapasya in the guidance of Narad Muni, and finally he had the darshan of the Lord. कहते हैं कि विष्णु जी आ गए, उन्हें दर्शन दिए. And what happens is, when you are overwhelmed, words don't flow out. It's very difficult. So he was so overwhelmed कि स्तुतियाँ ही नहीं निकल रही थी. So the Lord touched him with his conch, and then he sang beautiful stutis for the Lord. But when the turn came to ask for something, he asked for sansarik love from his father and the kingdom and whatever. That's a very beautiful story. He was just 5 years old. And it is said that the Dhruv Tara that we see belongs to him. There is a beautiful Singhasan. Amazing, it is said to be better than Amravati. However, if you listen closely to the Dhruv Tara, you will hear sobbing. कोई रो रहा है वहाँ बैठ के. कहते हैं कि ध्रुव सिंहासन पर नहीं बैठते हैं. He sits behind in a corner and sobs. And he said, मैं छोटा था, पर मेरे से इतनी बड़ी गलती कैसे हो गई. जब प्रभु साक्षात सामने आए थे, मैंने प्रभु से प्रभु को क्यों नहीं मांग लिया, ये क्या मांग लिया मैं. It is very, very probably. Okay, one more example. जब कभी we pray, right? And we see spiritual people who are praying and doing a lot of tap. And then we see by chance, it's not necessary, opulences around them. You say, हाँ देखो, आप इतनी तपस्या करते हैं ना, इतनी prayers करते हैं, hence you are being blessed. Right? And if suppose there is no opulence, but suppose there is another benefit that you see from the material perspective, maybe the children are doing well, the children are smart, then you'll say, see, because of your tapasya, probably it is not you. The benefit is being given to you through your children and their brilliance in education or whatever field they may be. What comes to your mind when you listen to this? When I listen to something like this, I wonder, कि ऐसी अगर दृष्टि हो, ऐसा हमारा दृष्टिकोण हो, तो गीता कैसे समझ आएगी? क्या प्रभु भक्ति का वरदान सांसारिक उन्नति होती है, या कोई भक्त प्रभु की भक्ति इसके लिए करता है कि उसको संसार में सब कुछ मिल जाए, चाहे वो हेल्थ हो, वेल्थ हो? Is that means Lord's prayers, the prayers that we offer to the Lord, are a means to achieve something, and that is such a shame. Matlab, I do not understand, and probably that is why Duryodhan never got to hear the Gita. Arjun did, because from the very beginning he understood कि Krishna, and Krishna said कि even if you choose me, I am not coming with my army. And the second is, मैं तुम्हें कुछ देने वाला नहीं हूं, मैं तो शस्त्र भी नहीं उठाऊंगा, फिर भी तुम्हें मैं चाहिए क्या? And Arjun said, yes, I want you. So the Lord is asking, you're seeking me, you're praying to me, but let me tell you one thing, I am a drishta, I'm not going to change anything that is happening around you. Whatever is happening is happening. Right? There will be no benefit in the terms of wealth, health by praying to me. Do you still want me? And if we want to understand Gita, the answer has to be yes. Otherwise, Gita nahi samajh aayegi. There are many explanations of Gita. Many people talk about Gita. Many people, memorize it by heart. But the deepest understanding of Gita is lost. So, if we listen to the Gita, where achieving sansaric blessing is not our objective, it might be the byproduct. Even if it is not, it is all right. If we are listening to the Gita or listening to the scriptures and praying to the Lord, and we feel blessed when we see the light of devotion growing, then we are on the right path. प्रभु भक्ति का उद्देश्य, प्रभु प्रार्थना का उद्देश्य भक्ति होती है और प्रभु प्राप्ति होती है. That's it. In fact, प्रभु प्राप्ति से भी लोग, जब प्रभु प्राप्ति होती है, उनसे भी लोग भक्ति ही मांगते हैं. और जिसने नहीं मांगी, जैसे ध्रुव, वो आज भी रो रहे हैं. So this is something that has to be very, very clear in our mind when we are going in the journey of Gita Path or any scripture. प्रभु से हमें क्या चाहिए वो क्लियर होना चाहिए. ग्रंथों का क्या उद्देश्य है वो हमारे मन में क्लियर होना चाहिए. नहीं तो फिर वही होगा ना कि निकले थे कुछ पाने, कंफ्यूज और हो गए. राइट? सो वेरी सिंपल. सो दिस इज व्हाट केम टू माय माइंड. आई थॉट आई वुड शेयर इट कि अर्जुन्स उद्देश्य वाज वेरी क्लियर. When the Lord says, I have a strong army, do you want me or my army? He said, I want you. Army could be in the form of wealth, health, money, fame, glory in this world. And then the sadhak says, koi baat nahi. I choose you even without that. But listen to me, even after you choose me, O Arjun, I am not going to fight for you. I am just going to be there as your sarthi. Probably, I'll go where you tell me to go. Do you still want me? And Arjun says, yes, Prabhu, I want you. Even if you're not offering, you're not coming, or not giving me any opulences of the world, having you is an achievement in itself. और क्या चाहिए मुझे? And that is when Arjun was patra. He was supatra. And that is when the Krishna, the beautiful song of Lord Krishna was sung in front of him. Right? So ये clarity होना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि जब तक हमें वो नहीं समझ आएगा स्थित प्रज्ञ क्या होता है, a man of steady wisdom भी नहीं समझ आएगा. Because if a man of steady wisdom is just wanting the glories of the world, forgetting the main destination, then the wisdom is going to vary, right? Because the wisdom is linked to something outside. है ना? जब हम हमारी खुशी जो हमने लास्ट वीक डिस्कस करी इज लिंक टू समथिंग आउटसाइड, वो ऊपर नीचे होती रहेगी. बट जब हमें क्लैरिटी है कि वॉट एवर इज हैपनिंग अराउंड मी डज नॉट अफेक्ट माई विजडम, माई सेटिस्फैक्शन, माई संतोष, माई डिवोशन, No matter what I get or I don't get, I'm not going to question the love of my Lord for me. Then we understand Gita. And Arjun did. So, last week, we again talked about Santosh. We talked about that we are Anand and bliss within. And it is very important to understand this, to understand the next two verses. Shankaracharya ji was once asked, कि आप कौन हो? Right? A very small boy he was at that time. And at that time, Adi Shankaracharya, he sang the Nirvan Shatakam. And Nirvan Shatakam में उनसे एक छोटे से बच्चे से पूछा गया कि तुम कौन हो? जब तक हमें ये क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि हम कौन हैं, we are not going to understand the verses that we are going to read. Because we'll say it is not possible to be in this state of constant wisdom. So, in order to be in a state of constant wisdom, we have to have a clarity of who we are. Right? So, what am I? तो जब शंकराचार्य जी से पूछा तो उनने ये प्यारा सा गीत गाया. We will not cover all of it, but we'll try to take a few verses and then we'll move on to our main part. Mano buddhya ahankar chitta ninahum. Nacha, I think आप लोगों के पास में सॉफ्ट कॉपी मैंने भेजी है. नश्च श्रोत जिह्वे नच ग्रहण नेत्रे. And what is he saying? नच व्योम भूमि न तेजो न वायु चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम. I am not the mind, nor the intellect or my ego. मैं नहीं हूं. Nor am I the organs of hearing or taste, nor the organs of smell or seeing. I am not the sky, not the earth, not the fire, not the air. क्योंकि हम इन 5 तत्वों से ही तो बने हुए, मैं हूं ही नहीं है सब. What am I? यहाँ पे ने I am bliss. I am Chid Anand. I am that consciousness bliss. I am Shiv. I am Shiv. Right? And then again he says, Nacha prana sanyo na ve panchavayu, na va sapta dhatu, na va panchakosha, na vakpani padum, na chopastapayu, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. I am not the vital forces, not the 5 vital air, not the 7 essential ingredients, not the 5 sheets of the body. I am not the organs of speech, nor the organs of holding, movement, or excretion. What am I? Chidananda Rupo Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shiv, I am Shiv, I am Shiv. That bliss personified. Na मैं द्वेष रागो, na मैं लोभ मोह, na मैं मदो नेव मात्सर्य भाव, न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्ष. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I do not have hatred nor attachment towards anybody, nor greed or infatuation, nor I have pride nor the feeling of jealousy. I am not within the bounds of dharma, arth, kam or moksha. What am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Na punyam na papam, na saukyam na dukkham, na mantro na tirtho na vedo na yagna. Aham bhojanam neva bhojyam na bhokta. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. What is he saying? I am not bound by good deeds, nor bad deeds, nor happiness nor sadness, nor am I bound by the sacred hymns, nor religious places, nor the Vedas or the sacrifices. I am not the experiencer of enjoyment, nor the object of enjoyment. ना तो मैं enjoyment experience करता हूँ, ना am I the object of enjoyment. I am not the enjoyer. Who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am pure consciousness, bliss. I am Anand. I am Shiv. I am Shiv. I am Shiv. न मृत्यु शंका न मैं जाति भेद, पिता नेव मैं नेव माता न जन्म, न बंधुर न मित्रम गुरु नेव शिष्य. चिदानंद रूपो शिवोहम शिवोहम. What am I? I am not bound by death or its fear, nor by caste or creed. I do not have a father nor a mother, nor do I have birth. I do not have relations or friends, nor guru or disciples. I am consciousness, pure consciousness bliss. I am Shiv, I am Shiv, I am Shiv. अहम निर्विकल्प हो, तो फिर आप क्या हो? What are you? Finally ना, कि मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ. We have negated everything that we associate with in this verse. सब कुछ तो हमने बोल दिया कि मैं ये भी नहीं हूँ, वो भी नहीं हूँ, ना माता हूँ, ना पिता हूँ, ना पापी हूँ, ना पुण्य आत्मा हूँ, ना किसी जाति भेद से बंधा हुआ हूँ, ना मरता हूँ, ना जीता हूँ. सब कुछ तो we have removed everything. So then the question arises, what are we? And that is essential, because only when we go with this will we understand what a man of steady, man or woman, nowadays we have to be very careful, what a human of steady wisdom is. Right? Aham nirvikalpo nirakar rupa. Right? Vibhu vat sarvatra sarvendriyanam. What am I? I am without any variation, nor do I have any form. I am omnipresent, I am present everywhere, pervading all senses. And isme it says, I do not get attached to anything, nor do I get freed from anything. I am consciousness, I am Shiv, I am Shiv. It is saying, I am that. निर्विकल्प, निराकार हूं मैं. Right? Totally निर्विकल्प, निराकार. Beyond all that the mind can imagine and the eyes can see. And that is me. Pure consciousness bliss. I am Shiv, I am Shiv, I am Shiv. And this is the state of mind which is needed to move beyond the dualities that we experience in this world. And these two verses are going to talk about our extreme behavior when faced with dualities. Right? So, let's start. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Dvitiyodyayah Sankhya Yoga Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Verse number 56. Dukkeshmanu Vignamanaha Sukheshu Vigatasprihaha Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Stitadhir Muni Ruchyate. Stitadhir Muni Ruchyate. Dukkeshu. Right? Let's go word by word first. Dukkeshu. In adversity. Anudvigna manaha. Of unshaken mind. In adversity, I am steady with an unshaken mind. Sukheshu. Sukh. In pleasure. How do I behave in pleasure? In pleasure, Vigsparhaha. Without hankering. Vigta sparhaha. What is it? Without any hankering. Then after that it says, Bhaya Krodha. Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Free from attachment, fear and anger. Stita Dhi Muni Uchyate. Stita Dhi means steady wisdom. Muni is sage. Uchyate is a Muni of steady wisdom. So what is it saying? Very simply, we'll just read out Shivanandi's commentary first. He says, he whose mind is not shaken by adversity, who does not hanker after pleasures, and is free from attachment, fear and anger, is called a sage of steady wisdom. Lord Krishna gives his answer to the second part of Arjun's question as to the conduct of a sage of steady wisdom in verses 56, 57 and 58. The mind of the sage of steady wisdom is not distressed in calamities. He is not affected by the three afflictions. What are the three afflictions? श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम दिस. जो हमारे ताप हैं, 3 ताप जिससे हम मुक्ति चाहते हैं एंड जिससे हम हमेशा पीड़ित रहते हैं, वो क्या है? आध्यात्मिक ताप, आधिदैविक ताप और आधि भौतिक ताप. What is आध्यात्मिक ताप? Over here he has written, आध्यात्मिक ताप is arising from diseases or disorders in one's own body. That is आध्यात्मिक ताप. Bodily diseases and disorder, right? What is Adidevik Tap? Arising from thunder, lightning, storm and floods. Natural calamities that happen all around us. So, Adhyatmik is from the body, right? कहते हैं ना, everything is all right. We think about 100 things till our body is fine. But when the body starts ailing, everything else vanishes and the only thing that remains is the thought of our health. And that is a reality. So we have to be very careful to nurture our body. Then, Adi Bhautik Tap. The third is Adi Bhautik Tap. Arising from other things all around us. Over here they have mentioned scorpions, cobblers, tigers, but Adi Bhautik could be anything around us. Adi Devik could be the tap from the Divya Shaktis also. So these are taps which are ahead, away from us. Adhyatmik, Adi Devik and Adi Bhautik. Right? This is the explanation. These explanations are different in different places. There is another way of saying it, that there are pains caused by others and pain caused by the self. Now how do we explain it? Pain caused by others and pain inflicted by the self. One of the sages explains it with the theory of 2 arrows. पहले एक arrow आई, उसने प्रहार करा आपके ऊपर, right? And if you get hurt, you start bleeding. And then the second arrow comes and it hits the same spot again. And the pain is even more painful, right? The wound is hurt again and the pain is even more gruesome. So what are these 2 arrows? One arrow is जो आपके आसपास हो रहा है, right? That is the first arrow that hits you. And the second arrow is when we pay attention to the agonies that are happening, being caused by others and the things around us, be it the body or the world around us. लग गया, ठीक है, हो गया. First arrow in very simple layman word was कि ठीक है, दुख गया है तो हाय हाय क्यों मचा रहे हो. First arrow is कि आपको लग गई. Second arrow is you creating हाय हाय मुझे लग गई, हाय हाय मुझे लग गई. This happened to me, that happened to me. That is the second arrow. And the most painful thing is not the first arrow, it is the second arrow. It magnifies the pain because we keep paying attention to it, we keep watering it, we keep talking about it, we keep, discussing it. Basically, कहते हैं ना, no matter what is happening, especially the bad that is happening, मत बोलिए. Don't throw negative energy in the universe again and again. ठीक है, शरीर स्वस्थ नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं, बार बार उसके बारे में बात मत करिए. Because it gets magnified in our brain and the pain magnifies further. Right? So, 2 arrows theory or the 3 taps that we talked about. So, Shivanandaji over here he says, when he is placed in an affluent condition also, अभी तो हमने दुख की बात की, तो he is not sad when situations or the world around him or the body is not cooperating. He is not saddened. He is not in a very pitiable situation. अब how does he behave when things around him are very good? Just imagine आपको lottery लग गई, or for mothers it is, my son achieved, he is doing so and so, and the mother goes all happy and she's jumping around in joy. Or you accomplish something you have been working very hard for, whatever happens. At that time also, उस समय भी, when he is placed in an affluent condition, he does not long for the sensual pleasure. He does not long ki अरे भाई, and he does not go all tom-tom about it in the town. कुछ नहीं. He is sthit. उस समय भी, when everything is in his favor, he is calm. When nothing is in his favor, he is calm. There is no turbulence in behavior. Sthit. Now, the biggest question would be, how is it possible? हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? सो दैट मीन्स अ पर्सन हु स्टडी विजडम इज लाइक अ स्टोन. यही बोलोगे ना कि जब कोई अनुभूति ही नहीं हो रही है, ना दुख में वो दुखी हो रहा है, ना सुख में वो सुख दिखा, मतलब अति खुश हो रहा है, तो फिर ही इज अ स्टोन. सो दैट इज हाउ वी आर सपोज टू बी. वील से नो 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 नो, दैट इज नॉट द पॉइंट. वी हैव मिस्ड द पॉइंट देन. That is not the point. You're not asking you to be like a stone. Then what is it? Be a witness. Be a witness to the dance of nature. कौन दुख में दुखी नहीं होगा, सुख में सुखी नहीं होगा? किसको राग और द्वेष नहीं होगा? The second verse says rag. What is rag? Rag is extreme attachment. Rag, bhay, fear, and krodh, anger. We are all victim to all these three also. Right? Rag, attachment. And let's make it very clear. Is attachment equal to love? No, attachment is not equal to love. Attachment pulls you down. Love uplifts you. Attachment does not ask. Attachment asks, love gives. Attachment is a lower feeling. Love is a higher feeling. It is bliss personified. So, it cannot be used interchangeably. I am attached to this person. That's why no, that means, just imagine. So, that person is causing agony. And I don't know whether we talked about it here or not. Let's suppose you really love somebody. So that 1 hour with that person is amazing, and that 23 hours without that person is painful. Is that how love is supposed to be? Ki you're happy only when you're in the vicinity of that person. But when you're not, you are sad. Aisa nahi hota. That is not love at all. That is not love. Then what is love? Love is not attachment. Let's start with that. Love is definitely not attachment. What is attachment? We'll come to that. Rag. That is rag, right? Now, bhay. This person of steady wisdom does not have attachment. He does not have any fear. We live in fear all the time, don't we? Our life, our day starts with what if. ये हो गया तो फिर क्या करेंगे? वो हो गया तो फिर क्या करेंगे? What if is like, it is governing our entire day, entire life, entire thought. We are like, okay. And we have been taught like that, right? It's not bad. Save for a rainy day. Because what if? पता है, it is good to save. I'm not talking against saving. But what if वो जाना होता है ना, no matter how much one saves, it goes. So why worry? No, we have to, what if? We are not healthy. अगर नहीं होना होगा तो नहीं होंगे, कोई बात नहीं. But that does not mean that we don't save. That does not mean that we don't take care of our health. It means that we don't worry about what is going to happen later. We don't succumb to this what if, which dominates our thoughts. And this Sthit Prajna person is so happy. What if आता ही नहीं है दिमाग में. There is no attachment. There is no what if. जो होगा देखा जाएगा. राम राखे, प्रभु भरोसे, चलते चलो. Right? Be in the moment, do your best. बाकी छोड़ो, आगे बढ़ो. And then, third thing they are talking about is anger. What is anger? Gussa. It is not natural. Gussa आता नहीं है. It is not a natural thing in us कि we get angry. No. And it is one more sages, these sages talk in such beautiful language. One sage so beautifully said, ki, a fool cannot get angry. A fool cannot get angry. A wise man does not get angry. गुस्सा आता ही नहीं है, मतलब क्या? गुस्सा एक तो it's not a natural phenomena, but it is like a fool cannot get angry. But a wise man knows कि anger is not normal. I'm not going to get angry. फर्क है, बहुत फर्क है इन दोनों में. And what happens is we confuse it. And then starts the demise of ourself. So what is the Lord saying? Very simple. तो अगर, now let's just take one beautiful story and try to understand it a little further. The story of a burning house. I do not know why these stories are coming, but it is not about Thomas Edison. It is about another person's house which was burning. So now this person is sitting in a club, right, enjoying with his friends. Behind is the TV, and the news comes on. Okay? And the news is reporting that there is a massive fire somewhere, and the entire house has been burnt. It has come down in ashes. It was like a multi-billion-dollar palatial place, and it is gone. Now there's a person who's sitting in front. The news is playing, he can hear, but he's still enjoying his drink. He's laughing, he's talking. He knows कि हाँ आज किसी का तो घर जल गया है, चलो ठीक है. Suddenly, the reporter asks, whose house is this actually? And then starts the drama. उन्हीं का नाम बोल दिया जाता है. अभी तक the person, मान लीजिए, maybe Mr. So-and-so, he's sitting and enjoying his drink, eating while the house is burning. It's still the house, it's still a multi-billion-dollar palatial residence. It's still burning into ashes. Nothing was happening. He was enjoying his drink. He was enjoying eating. He was talking. Not a sign of trauma. Suddenly the name comes out. And he puts down his drink. He stands up. And he rushes frantically towards this mansion. What changed? What changed? क्या बदला इसमें? अभी तक ये घर किसी और का था. अचानक से जो जल रहा है वो घर तो मेरा है. तो क्या पीड़ा घर जलना दे रहा है या आपका मेरा भाव दे रहा है? घर तो पहले भी जल रहा था, अभी भी जल रहा है. पहले आपको पीड़ा नहीं थी. यू वर नॉट वरीड, यू वर नॉट सैड. यू वर लाइक हाँ ठीक है घर जल रहा है, सॉरी फॉर दैट पर्सन. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड? नाउ तो ही वाज crying and shouting and they had to stop him and he said मेरा सब कुछ खत्म हो गया because वो मेरा आ गया, mine. And when the thought of mine comes, ये जो संतुलन है ना सुख में सुखी, ना दुख में दुखी, ना राग द्वेष, ना अटैचमेंट, सब खत्म हो जाता है because you attach yourself to that thing. ये मेरा है. When we read the newspaper, many people die, many people suffer, many people have ailments. What do? We आराम से read the newspaper while having breakfast. नहीं करते हम. It is a constant on the dining tables. कहते हैं ना सुबह सुबह अखबार मत पढ़िए, दिन में पढ़िए या रात को पढ़िए, और अगर आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते शायद ना पढ़ें. चलिए, तो why is it that we can eat while watching all this thing? But when it happens to somebody who we say कि वो मेरा है, then at any point in time खाना पीना सब छूट जाता है. This is because we associate that person to me. This body's relationship, this is my dad, this is my mother, this is my child. Hence I am worried about him. Hence their trauma is causing so much pain कि मुझे लग रहा है कि मेरे साथ ही ये सब हो रहा है. You feel the pain. That is because you associate with that thing, that person, that house, that relation, and then you feel you induce the pain in yourself. So then, what is the difference then? Matlab, you should not feel pain for anybody. Yes, you do. But the difference is that Sthit Prajna, the man of steady wisdom, or the man, the divine sage, irrespective of what relation he has with that being, he feels the same sympathy, he feels the same compassion. He is not set out of balance, but he stoops down to help to the best of his ability with a steady mind. देखिए, जब हमारा mind steady नहीं है तो we are of no good to anybody else either, right? To help somebody else, we have to be of steady mind. So the difference is, he sees the entire world as his, or he sees the entire world as mine, or he sees the entire world as not mine. There is no distinction कि अगर इनको दुख हुआ तो मुझे दुख हुआ, इनको हुआ तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Every day we cross the signal with thousands of children without clothes. But if our child gets wet, what happens to us? Because of the attachment, we say, ये मेरा है. Right? Now this is about things external to us, right? Now, let's take it to our body. Right? This body, we say this body is mine. ये मैं हूं. Mine नहीं है, ये मैं हूं. This is me, the thought, this is me, the body, this is me, the ego. And anything that happens to me, because I think that I am the body, causes a lot of joy and sorrow. अब जैसे ही you distance yourself a step, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the thought, I am not the ego. I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am that. We never say, right, I the I or I the body. No, this is my body, my eye, my hand. हम बोलते तो हैं, but we don't act on it. We become it. And then what happens? The upheaval starts. Because we attach ourselves to the body and we forget that everything that is happening around me, including what is happening to the body, is not happening to me. Distance a bit. So जो स्थित होता है वो अपने आप को थोड़ा distance कर लेता है. Not only from others, from the self also. Self in the sense body, mind and intellect. And he stands like a drishta. And then when you say ki theek hai, this is happening around me, now what can I do to make it better? And we see these sages working tirelessly. हम एक जने को घर में संभालते हुए थक जाते हैं, ये तो कितनों को संभाल रहे होते और थकान नहीं होती. Because the drop of energy is not happening, they are stable and still within and they are serving in the world around. And that is a man of steady wisdom. What he says? ना दुख में उसको दुख होता है, ना खुशी में वो ज्यादा उछलता है. स्थित. This is the situation. This is happening. I have to handle it to the best of my ability. I am going to remain sthit because Chidananda Rupo Shivoham Shivom. Nothing is happening to me, nothing is happening to mine. And when you distance yourself, then there is no rag, dvesh or anger. There is no rag, there is no bhay also. Because this person of steady wisdom understands that there is no life or death. There is nothing that is wrong or right. Whatever is happening is just happening. Whatever has to happen will happen. Where is the bhay? Where is the fear? But it is difficult. I know it is very, very difficult to constantly be in awareness of our Chidanand Roop. But that is the man of steady wisdom we are talking about. These are the gurus that we have to ape even when we don't understand them. कहते हैं ना कि the आचरण of a guru is the sadhana of the disciple. They are not less compassionate. They don't care less. They just know that me being steady does not mean that I don't care. And they work. So there is no fear. They know कि what is mine that I will lose. Krishna बोलते हैं ना, Arjun, in the first chapter, he says कि you are crying, you are weeping कि मैं इनको मार दूंगा, जिनको मरना है वो तो already मरे हुए. समय उसको पहले ही मार चुका है. तुम कुछ करने वाले नहीं हो. तुम तो खड़े हो जाओ, तुम्हारा कर्म करो. Why are you crying? कि oh my God, because of me so many people will die. Who are you? What has to happen will happen. What has to happen has already been written and it will happen. Still be in that state and do your work, do your best. Fight. You are a warrior, fight. Wherever you have been put, stay there with steady wisdom and do your act to the best of your ability. बाकी तो मैं सब कर चुका हूं. कृष्ण is saying बाकी सब मैं कर चुका हूं, तुम्हें करना क्या है? That is how the Gita starts. That is what Shri Krishna says. All is done. तुम्हारे हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है. जब हमारे हाथ में कुछ है नहीं, when it is already being controlled by the Lord, a stand of steady wisdom does nothing but surrender. And He is not the doer. So, when something great is accomplished, there is no joy because He says somebody else is doing it, why am I jumping? It's a beautiful song, na? Begani Shadi mein Abdullah Diwana. It's a very nice song if you have heard of it because किसी और की बारात निकल रही है और आप ऐसे पागल होके नाच रहे हैं. करने वाला कोई और है. Why are you celebrating the joy? ठीक है. And if things are not happening, प्रारब्ध है. जो जिसके साथ होना वैसा वैसा हो रहा है. I am not causing any pain. कुछ भी नहीं है. वो पीछे हट जाते हैं. And all this pain, joy is caused by attachment. Just like we say, this is mine. पता है, even as a mother, when we talk about Chidananda Rupa Shiva, na matsarya bhava, मैं माँ भी नहीं हूँ because my child is through me. He is not mine. She is not mine. I am through my parents. They are not mine. We don't possess anything in this world. हम तो चीजों को लेके इतने अटैच हो जाते हैं कि we cannot discard it. Oh no, this is something I wore at that time. This is something that belonged to me at this time. This holds a memory. We get so attached to things. लोगों के बारे में तो क्या ही बोलना. Nothing is ours. There is nothing which is mine. There is nothing which I am doing. Everything is happening exactly how it is supposed to happen. I have been put here to play a role which I will play to the best of my ability. We are like those spectators in a movie who lose track and start crying and weeping and stay depressed after a week because we get so engrossed in the movie that we forget that they are just acting. It is just a movie. I am a spectator, I am a drishta, मैं तो देख रहा हूँ, मैं क्यों रो रहा हूँ? होता है ना? When we watch an emotional movie, we start crying, we start associating with it. We forget that it is just a movie, it is a play. This actor is going to go tomorrow and do another play. There is another movie that is going to come out. There is another situation he is going to enact. That is what our life is all about. And the Sthit Prajna knows that this is what it is. This is the whole scheme of things. He steps back. Just like an artist who is painting, right? I'm not an artist, but this is a beautiful example which the gurus have given. The artist is painting. And once the artist is painting, the painters might be knowing that you have to take a step back. कई बार थोड़ा दूर से एक बार उस पेंटिंग को देखना पड़ता है, right? To understand कि इसमें और क्या कमी है, and then you go closer and you fix it again. Learn to distance. Like that artist. ताकि आपको पता चले कि this is just a painting that is being painted, and हाँ चलो अब इसको ऐसे कर देते. So what is he saying? Again, he whose mind is not shaken by adversities and who does not hanker after pleasure, who is free from attachment, fear and anger. Fear, anger, attachment. And the minute we distance ourselves, हमें गुस्सा आना बंद हो जाएगा. Because neither are we associating anything that is happening with us nor with the other. Then where will the anger come from? When does the anger come, right? When our egos and expectation have a clash. When I think me, the ego, expectation was not met. आपको ऐसे बोलना चाहिए था, आपको ऐसे करना चाहिए था. This is not what I expected from you. I did so much for you. Where is this? The ego is coming. It is not you who are talking. Let's make it very clear. That's why we read the Nirvan Shatakam, and maybe we need to read the Nirvan Shatakam more to understand what Shankaracharya ji is saying. This ego is having a battle with its expectation. मैं कहाँ? And वो कहाँ? There is nobody. Then why is the anger? When I'm not the ego, why the anger? This is a battle between the ego and the expectations. There is nothing to do with me. And you take a step back and watch. And wahan pe bhi there is nothing. It's their ego and their reactions. Where is that person to be blamed? The minute we remove ourselves, there is no point, there is no anger, because there is no disappointment. There is no desire which has not been fulfilled. There is no expectation which has not been met. आप हर चीज को बोल नहीं रहे हो कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, ये वैसा होना चाहिए, मेरे को ये पसंद है, मेरे को ये नहीं पसंद है. आप में कोई भाव नहीं है, आपकी ईगो में है. Everything is being said the way it was supposed to be said. Everybody is acting the way they were destined to act. It is an act directed and scripted. Why are you getting angry and agitated? Why is that person losing his cool? Why is there so much of agony? Sthit, when this realization dawns, this sthit prajna vyakti, क्या है? दुखेश्वनो विगदमनः. During दुख, again, दुख is R. When we are saying दुखेश, दुख हमें लगता है कि उसको दुख हो रहा है. He is just looking at a situation like a situation. ठीक है, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. There is no dukh within. There is no pain or agony. It is a situation. So he is stable at that time. It's a situation which we term as being adverse to him, and he is calm and quiet. Because उनको दुख नहीं हो रहा, उनको पता है एक situation है, we have to deal with it. चलो आगे बढ़ो. And sukeshu vigata spriha. There is no jump of energy and joy when the situations are anukul. He distances himself. And there is no, in this person does not want the agony to go away and the joy to remain again. Because if we are getting involved in the situation, we want the pain to go away, the negative situation to go away, and we want everything to be conducive to us. And then when everything is conducive to us, we want the conducive and the loving situation, the beautiful situation to stay forever. Right? And when this happens, fear comes. And again, anger comes. And why? Because we are attaching ourselves to the situation. जैसे ही हम जोड़ देते हैं, जैसे ही we attach ourselves, this downward spiral of our mental stability starts. Matlab, it is, this verse is so beautiful that if we actually internalize it, I think there won't be any trauma. I wanted to do the second verse also, but I think we'll stop here. I hope we have been able to explain it properly. And one more thing that I would like to bring forth is, who understands? Like, we'll just take two situations and then we'll close it. There are four states of existence, and there are four gunas. ठीक है? एक तो sleeping state होता है, एक waking state होता है, एक deep sleep state होता है. Waking, sleeping, deep sleep. And then one is the Turiya Avastha. Right? We leave the Turiya Avastha for now, but they operate in Turiya Avastha. Sleeping, waking, but in deep sleep, everything vanishes, isn't it? Doesn't it? जब हम बहुत गहरी नींद में होते हैं, तो for that moment, even the pain, the bodily pain, the emotional pain, everything disappears. सब कुछ deep sleep में सब खत्म हो जाता है, right? Yes. Waking में we know everything. Sleeping में we can feel a bit. Deep sleep में everything vanishes, and we say we slept so well. I slept so well. Somebody is noticing that you slept so well. कि कुछ एगनी नहीं थी, कुछ you know कि आज मेरे को इतनी अच्छी नींद आई. किसको आई? आप किसने देखा? And beyond that deep sleep where there is no pain, no agony, for that moment of deep sleep everything vanishes. Just imagine, इसके बाद वाली जो अवस्था होती है वो man of steady wisdom की होती है. That is the अवस्था of Turiya. Turiya अवस्था. So won't that person be in bliss? We'll talk more about Turiya Avastha. In the same way, we keep oscillating between the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Right? But there is an avastha which is beyond the sattva, rajas and tamas. It is known as the gunatit avastha, where we are not caught by the functioning of this world and we are operating from a distance. We are not touched. Sattva is also painful. हमें लगता है ना सत्व गुण तो बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, नहीं. जो स्थित होता है उसने सत्व भी छोड़ दिया होता है, बिकॉज सत्व इज ऑल्सो एन एडिक्शन. सो रजस एंड तमस वी नो दैट वी हैव टू लीव. सत्व वी फील कि क्यों छोड़ना है. नो, दिस अवस्था ऑफ स्टेडी विजडम कम्स व्हेन वी लीव द सत्व ऑल्सो. वी डोंट होल्ड ऑन टू एनीथिंग एंड वी आर बियॉन्ड दैट. That is a man of steady. We'll discuss more. There is an entire chapter in Gita when we move forward where we are talking about sattva, rajas and tamas only. So we will discuss it in great detail later. But this is an avastha. So which avastha is this sthit prajna manushya in? Turya avastha and gunatit avastha. हम भी इस अवस्था में पहुंच सकते हैं. एंड जब हम इस अवस्था में पहुंचेंगे तो क्या हम जड़ हो जाएंगे? नहीं. We will work tirelessly to make the world better, but there would be no emotional drainage because of the fluctuation we have because of dukh and sukh. No emotional drainage because of attachments. No emotional drainage because of fear and anger. And तब हम कहेंगे चिदानंद रूपो शिवोहम शिवोहम. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान. ओम तत्सत इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे सांख्य योगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.